to Bali. Sorry, to Indonesia, to Bali. And Bali is really beautiful. It's really beautiful, and it was actually really amazing there. And we really enjoyed a lot, and also a lot of cool things happened there. Yeah, well, first it was just really beautiful. There's also like a lot of is it Hinduism? What's there?
Yeah, Hinduism.
And a lot of like there's just how do you say, like statues
Yeah,
of a lot of different
idols.
all around the island, all around the place, and really big, and it's really big there, like the statues, and yeah. So that was like a bit. But Bali is really beautiful, and it didn't stop us from enjoying the nature and the waterfalls and everything. So first we were in where were we first?
So in like the north, well, not full on north, but like near Ubud. And so yeah, we saw the waterfalls, and actually that's when it was so beautiful. Actually, things are also on the side. No, they're like really cheap. You can get a meal for like £1. So that was really cool. And then yeah, so we got like a online taxi thing to take us around to the waterfalls, and it was really cool. He was a really friendly guy.
Yeah.
And then we're driving around to different waterfalls, and just yeah, and then especially we stopped at this waterfall, and then it was quite like in a remote area, and it was a beautiful waterfall. And then we came back, and the ticket booth, we both felt that we should speak to share the gospel there. And so it went along something along these lines, that asked if anyone had pain, and then one person had pain and God healed that person, and then another person came and then God healed that person. And basically people kept coming, people were like across there, and then they were like coming, and like people were saying, oh yeah, like I don't know what they were saying in their language actually, but probably like, oh, you know, we're getting healed, and like people are getting healed. So like people were coming up to us, and like then we were praying for people, and
God healed everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone got healed.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, praise God. And we preached the gospel there, and then the taxi driver was actually translating for us, and he was really friendly. And then he saw the healing as well. And he was like, wow. And then I think at one point he said, yeah, I saw it for myself, the miracles. And he was Hindu or Muslim?
Hindu.
Yeah, I think Hindu.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was really cool. And then yeah, we evangelized in hotels and like taxi drivers, and we did water sports and evangelized there as well, and so it's really cool. Did you have anything else to share there?
For whole of Bali, or for this?
Yeah, like this.
Place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for this place to start off with.
Well, it was really beautiful, and the waterfalls were really beautiful, and yeah. Don't swim in every waterfall, because when there's like water that stands still, then it can like make you. There can be something in it, and it can make you sick. And I had that a bit for one day, and it was okay. So it's a little bit of advice. Yeah, but I don't know how you can figure out if there's anything like that. So just finding out for yourself. Yeah, so we went to the next stop in Bali, and that was that's later.
Okay.
In Gili. What was the next stop? Was that?
So we went near Ubud. Then we went to the south, which is very nice place that we stayed. No, so it's like Kutu in the bottom at the south, and then we went to Kuta after, and then we, right?
Yeah. So first we went to
first we went to Kutu, which is in the south of Bali, and then we went to Kuta.
We stayed at a really nice place. It was really, really beautiful and really blessed. And there, yeah, we prayed for people who work there. And 2 times also there was healing. That was really cool. Glory to God. So we pray that like these seeds will grow. Because we shared the gospel also. And also we went there to do water sports because Justin really wanted to do water sports because we went for jet ski. He really likes jet ski. And it was really cool. But also that was also really nice because we had like we were picked up by the person who like did arrange these things, and he was a really kind man. And we would talk a lot about like religion, and he was speaking a lot about like what Hinduism was like in Bali, and well, after a while we felt also like okay, now we have to share. We could also share a lot about the gospel, and he actually knew a lot about it because he had Christian friends. And at the end, after after the last water sport, we could pray for a colleague of him, and did she get healed? Or did she?
We
She
can't.
couldn't test
We
it.
couldn't really tell. It was
She
like
couldn't really test
vertigo
it.
or something.
But it was a really special moment because we could share the gospel like fully, and they were really, really, it was really listening. And he afterwards said like, yeah, thank you so much for helping us, or like for sharing this. There was no immediate turn something, but yeah, it was they heard it and were listening, and that was and we were actually open, so that was really beautiful. Yeah. Do you have something to share there? Well, I was also struggling with like with evangelizing a bit. Like I think after this place, when we went to the next place, then there was this feeling in me that I have to do it. Like I sort of forcing, and I didn't know how to deal with it. But I learned to just grow over that feeling and just do it. And I would like when I would not share the gospel, and I thought that I maybe had to, I would really like beat myself up, and it was like a little struggle that was not really fun, but I had to grow over it and then just go for it, and the Lord was really taking this out of me.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, he was a witness to this sanctification. We went to Kuta.
Yeah.
Was that there? Yeah.
I did surfing there.
Oh yeah, we surfed. That was cool. That was really cool. I was sometimes a bit scared of the waves.
Then after that, we went to the Gili Islands. So we went to Gili Tea, and it was really cool. One of the places that we stayed at. So one of the guys got healed. That video is on Instagram about it. And then after that, when we went to check out, and we shared the gospel with another man that was like the manager or something. That was really cool conversation because he's got a Catholic background, and we shared about the true gospel and stuff. and so on. And then when we were about to check out, actually before that, I had like this thing where
Yeah.
like I felt like that Dida would sing and like sort of minister through singing at the checkout. But I was like, I don't know, people like the staff are busy, they're doing stuff. We just went there, and by the way, like we bought a guitar in Bali, and it was super cheap, like £16 or something. So it's really cool. And so yeah, so then we went to check out, and then one of the guys was like, "Hey, you got a guitar? Play the guitar," or something like that. And then you're like, "Which song do I play?" And I was like, "Play one that has the gospel in it or something."
Yeah.
And then you start playing, and it was really beautiful. And then there were like some tourists, some staff member, and then like it was powerful. And then like I remember one girl, I think she was Chinese or something, and she was like really like excited about it. Um, and then yeah, then you share the gospel out loud, which was really amazing. Um, and so that was really cool. Some other things happen with shared the gospel with other people, but those are like the highlights.
Yeah.
These islands as well, by the way, especially these small islands, they seem to be not reached. So like, it doesn't seem like the gospel really is preached a lot in those islands, and we haven't come across any born again Christians actually in those
Not in
islands.
those islands, no.
And yeah, so in those specific island, those small island, Gili and Gili. So yeah, it was really an honor to preach the gospel there.
Yeah, I think God was also teaching us like how to work together in preaching the gospel,
Yeah.
and like teaching us like how to follow His Spirit in it, and when to like how it works. Like just do you just go because you feel like it, or like do you wait on the Spirit, or like when so it was teaching a lot of things about it, and well, sometimes it both like He blesses it when we preach the gospel, and sometimes then there's someone He really wants us to go to, and then we really have to go to that person. But also to preach the gospel like for like in a group of people, that was like new for me actually, to like raise up my voice, and there were like several people, and then like really preaching the gospel.
I didn't
This-
realize.
Yeah, that was new for me, because mostly I did it like with one person, like in conversations, and now it was like really raising my voice and like preaching the gospel. That was new. So actually, also in Gili Air was the last island we went to. There was like an opportunity actually for someone who asked me to play the guitar, and there were a lot of it was on a boat, and there were a lot of people there, and he just asked me, and I was like, okay, and I was like not really prepared, and I was like, okay, what do I sing? I have no idea, and I felt a bit like oh, I have a guitar, so I play something, and I felt like, oh, now I have to do it, but not per se because I was led to, but it was actually a really, really, really amazing opportunity to share the gospel. But I sort of like, I didn't do it because I felt like, okay, now it's already been 10 minutes since he asked me, and now people are not waiting anymore, and I felt like I needed to perform. But I actually needed to share the gospel, and I was just thinking too much, and actually, and at the end I didn't play and didn't share. This was a beautiful opportunity to just go for it. So after that we went in another boat, and then I was like, I felt really bad, like really bad, and there was actually like really repentance of it, like to not let like the expectations of people take hold of me, but that I just do what God calls me to do, even if there's like whatever, and also to really be able to share in front of like more people, and to grab the opportunities, and to be ready in and out of season. and to trust God and just go. So he did like a lot of work in me for in evangelizing. And actually, like we'll tell later, but now we're in France, and here it's like God has really done a lot in that.
So then after Gili T, we went to Gili Air. And then, yeah, there was really amazing. Like, it looked nice, it looked quieter place. And actually in Gili, no, it's in Gili, yeah. So, yeah, so we saw this guy, and anyway, to cut it short, and then he basically had some pain in his ankle. And yeah, and then we prayed, and I think did it get fully? I think from what I remember, it was fully healed, but I don't know if it
He got
had
healed. I don't know if
better.
fully.
Yeah. We've got the video. We can look back, and then of him testifying, and then after that, actually, his son was sick as well from like some fever or something, and we prayed for him. But he was not on the island; he was somewhere else. And then yeah, actually, after a while, actually, he told us that he was better and even maybe fully healed, but I'm not sure. But he said that basically, yeah, he was up now and he was asking for food, whereas before he was in bed. And yeah. So yeah, that happened, and then there was another cool encounter. I found it really cool when we were in that cheap restaurant, and then that we was talking, and then there was a Dutch girl, and then you guys just started speaking, and then like she was really open.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
She was really open. She was really open to listen. Like she had really good questions, really like sort of honest questions.
Yeah.
And like not trying to like disprove Christianity or anything, just like real questions that she had as to like about faith, and really had really cool conversation. Like yeah, really had really cool conversation. Shared our testimonies, and yeah, like encouraged her to seek God.
Yeah.
For herself.
Truth. Yeah.
So that was really cool. Is there anything else in Gilead?
No, the thing I shared was
okay.
What else?
No. And so that was Gilead. Then after that, we went back to in Gilead. This is where like I felt to give you teachings about like different deceptions and like cults and like also what is the difference between, for example, Christianity and Islam, and Christianity and Jehovah's Witness, and Christianity and Mormonism, and Christianity and Judaism. So these different like what are the differences and stuff. So that was really cool. Like we'd just sit down and like over breakfast. So go through this. It was really cute and cool.
So this was really helpful for me actually, because like with a lot of teachings that's in, for example, Islam or Jehovah or Mormon, like I didn't know, and I didn't know it was that like dangerous also, and that and such that dangerous actually, and that that people really need the truth, and that it's so important, and that people are like really in really great deceptions, and the truth sets free. So it really helped me to know this about other beliefs, and what exactly is it the thing that makes a difference between Christianity and the other thing. For example, with Jehovah's Witness, I would like how can I talk to the person, like what are exactly the differences, and well, maybe, or even going into, maybe it's not that bad, maybe it's like not that different, but the teachings that Justin like shared was like, well, it's really different, and it's really from something else. It's not from the Bible. It's not from God. So it was really powerful.
That was also, Bali was more like the honeymoon. I feel like more like sort of more, more sightseeing and beaches and doing like activities and stuff in that sense. So that was really cool. And then after that, we had like just one night in Malaysia, which well, you can share about it, about the yeah.
Yeah. Well, also in Malaysia was also again evangelizing thing, because I had read about Malaysia, like it's really a Muslim country, and what I had in my head that there was really like great persecution. So I was like, okay, I really want to follow the spirit and who to talk to, and like not do things out of my own strength, and like I don't want to go into something that I don't have to go into, but I also don't want to not go into something that I have to go in. So yeah, I was like, okay, how do we do this? How do we do this? And then just coming to peace again, and just okay, we just follow the spirit. And it was actually cool because we were in a taxi, and the guy in the taxi was he couldn't hear, and we could pray for him, and we shared the gospel with him, and he like we didn't know for sure if he got healed actually, but it was really a really beautiful moments, and also in like learning to just also step out in when there's like great persecution, or when you think there's great persecution, that's like really Paul says it like don't fear men who can only kill your body, but fear God who can destroy both body and soul in hell. Like to like really get that straight, and also that to trust in God that He's preparing us to be ready for persecution, and to really like go into that like into the process, and like not hold it back. So after we shared the gospel with him, I actually like was so happy, and I felt like, whoa, it's really about the inheritance in heaven, and there was no persecution, but I like, because I was had so in my head like in this country is so much persecution, and now we did it. I was like, yeah, it's really about the inheritance in heaven, and I was really happy, and yeah. So I still have to like really grow in that, but trust the Lord to like make us ready to actually stand, and to respond in a godly way also when there's persecution. Yeah, so that was also like a work that God did in Malaysia, because there's so many people who are, and Christians who are actually like being persecuted, and like really tortured and stuff, and it's just really good to realize, and to also be ready for that. Yeah, so actually I got a deep work in me there, in preparation for that. Yeah. Yeah. How did you find Malaysia? 'Cause
I was just like, yeah, cool. I'll evangelize to people
yeah, yeah.
if I do, and if I don't, I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was interesting. There is a lot of persecution there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say exact, because I don't know exactly what it is, but something like, yeah, people are like taken to like rehabilitation camp if they change religion
This was
from
on Open
Islam.
Doors website, I think.
Right, and yeah, and it's yeah, I think there are some law, and maybe it's not always applied or something. It's not practically. I don't know. I don't know fully, so I don't want to say. But there is some persecution there. Yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Then
Cool.
we went to
France,
there,
where we are now.
France.